Assalamualaikum everybody, good evening. How is everyone? Dah solat ke semua orang? Siapa yang belum solat tu, sila solat maghrib dulu. Okay, adjusting my lighting, adjusting my TM6 so that you can see it better. Inilah dia, kita jadi pengacara, kita juga camera woman dan segalanya. Nampak like punya kicap-kicap semua. Okay, let me move my kicap-kicap so that the view will look much better. Kena sorok dekat belakang sikit. Hello everybody. Let me see how my setup is like on Facebook. Good evening. Assalamualaikum. Magandang gabi po sa lahat. Kumusta po kayo? Day 1 of EMCO 3.0 in Malaysia. Emergency Movement Control Order. How is everyone coping so far? Alamak, kenapa tak dengar apa-apa ni? Nak minta tolong? Okay. Oh, dengar rupanya, dengar. Sorry. So, I'm just gonna share my video. So that people will know that I'm online. Alright. Tonight, I'm gonna be doing part of our series called Gifts from the Heart. Sebab kita kan dah kena PKP, dah tak boleh pergi ke mana-mana. So, why not we use our Thermomix to make gifts to give to friends. And, yeah. I have 6 children. For those who don't know, my name is Mimi. I'm a Thermomix cooking advisor. I've been a user since 30th July 2018, and then in October I joined as Thermomix advisor because I love the Thermomix so much. I love what it can do, and I love the change that it can bring to our lives, the positive change. And that's why I became a Thermomix advisor. MashaAllah, it's so nice to be in a business where you get stories of people yang tak pernah masak dan boleh masak, and then people yang dah pandai masak jadi lagi pandai masak, orang yang business tengah down, and then Alhamdulillah dengan Thermomix dia start off by giving off gifts to neighbours, and the neighbour tu order dengan dia terus. So sekarang ni dia dah buat roti as a business, unexpected business, but Alhamdulillah it's a source of income in this difficult time. So Thermomix ni bukan setakat nak tolong kita memasak, tapi juga it's also a source of income because dia boleh buat macam-macam. So kita try dulu mana yang jalan, kita continue, mana yang tak jalan, kita tukar, tak ada masalah. The same machine, tak payah nak invest banyak-banyak lagi. Hi Adrina, good evening. How are you feeling today? Okay, so I just want to share. Astaghfirullahaladzim, sorry. I cannot have the sound twice. I'm just gonna, okay. Why did it pause? It shouldn't pause. Alright. Okay, so as I was saying, I'm a Thermomix cooking advisor since October or November, I think October 2018. Alhamdulillah, in mid 2019, I became a junior team manager. Now I'm a team manager, and I just love this business. And if you're interested to know more about it, please feel free to send me a private message, or you can just write in the comments that I'd like to know more. Okay, so I belong, or rather my team, because I'm the team manager, my team, my advisors under me, they all decided that we name our team Kitchen Valet. Macam lah ada Fashion Valet tu kan, so when it comes to the kitchen, this is your Kitchen Valet. Whatever you need to do, your Kitchen Valet will do it for you. Itu konsep dia. Alright? And Kitchen Valet team is part of KLM branch. In Thermomix ni dia ada branch. Tak adalah physical branch, but dia macam subgrouping sebab kita besar. We're all over Malaysia, and every branch tu under certain branch managers. And it so happened for our team manager is Surya Abdullah. She is the author of this Gourmand Award winner, Malay Kitchen Cookbook. We are so proud of her. Sorry Surya, jual nama you lagi, but we are so proud to have you as our branch manager, and always proud to mention that. And for my team this week, our theme the whole week is gifts from the heart, as I mentioned earlier, because we are in EMCO and we cannot go anywhere, so we just send each other gifts through whatever courier services are available. So as you can see here, I'm sitting here and about to make cookies. Hang on, I'm just going to take out the cookies that are baking in the oven very quickly, because just before the show I baked one batch. Alright. Okay, one is slightly extra done, never mind. Right, so for this recipe, it's called raisin, oatmeal and raisin lactation cookies. I'm not pregnant. I don't intend to have another baby. I already got 6 and I'm no longer a spring chicken. But this is one present which I've always felt young moms would greatly appreciate, because personally I've had struggles with nursing my children with my milk supply, and I've tried all sorts of things, but I was so surprised when I found that Cookie Dough has this recipe. So just a small tip, before you start cooking, you have a browse at the recipes. You can tap this arrow down here, and then you can see the ingredients, and then you can read the tips. So from the ingredients, the first thing that I'm going to do is, it mentions that we're going to use wholemeal flour. I do not have wholemeal flour, but I have these whole wheat flakes. So wheat flakes, it looks like, nampak macam oats juga. Dia macam ni, lebih kurang sama. Kalau oats tu dia macam putih sikit. Nak tunjuk sikit. So oats tu warna putih, kalau boleh nampak ketat, dia warna putih. And then the wheat tu dia gelap sikit. But it looks like it looks a lot like oatmeal. So for this recipe, it actually requires wholemeal flour. If you don't have wholemeal flour, you're most welcome to use all-purpose flour, no problem, because these are cookies, this isn't cake. And if in a pinch, you can even use bread flour. But for maximum benefit, then you try to look for wholemeal flour. Kalau tak ada, this is what's good about Thermomix. We can mill our own flour. So every Thermomix will come with this basic cookbook, and at the back here you actually have a guide to grinding and milling. So before we begin, I'm going to share with you that for cereal grains such as wheat, rice, spelt, or buckwheat or millet, dia bagi setting. So you can do 100 grams, 10 to 50 seconds, speed 10, or 150 to 250 grams, 15 to 60 seconds, speed 10. And I'm going to go with that because dia cakap kat sini, cereal grounds can be ground coarsely or very fine into flour. And the longer the grinding time, the finer the grind. It's logical, right? But Thermomix pun dia showkan what is the best setting, and they recommend kat sini for best results, grind up to 250 grams at a time. So the recipe for this cookie is only 125 grams, but I'm actually going to mill some of my wheat flakes into wheat flour. I'm going to do 250 grams. And if I need more flour, I can always repeat it in batches of 250 grams. So very handy when you get your basic cookbook. Browse it. At the back there's a guide for grinding, milling, and also steaming. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start before doing anything. Make sure that I'm just going to tap here, start cooking so that I don't lose my recipe. It says here preheat the oven. My oven is already preheating. And make sure that your bowl is completely dry because we are going to grind our wheat flour. So I'm just going to exit. It will not lose the recipe. Dia ada bookmark kat sini, warna hijau. And then I want to weigh my 250 grams of flour. Extra flour, no problem. I can always use it. I can sneak it into my bread for added fiber. So I'm going to do 250 grams. So as you can see here, the Thermomix has a built-in weighing scale. It's very convenient. I just tap the weighing scale to activate it. Here we go, 213. It's so sensitive, we can measure in 1 gram intervals. 250, 251, it's fine. Kita punya kipas ada, jadi sebab itu dia bergerak. So I'm just gonna set my whole wheat flakes aside. And then, okay, This is our our wheat flakes. Okay, tengok lagi sekali, wheat flakes, eh? And now I'm going to grind this. Let me check the settings sekali lagi. I'm gonna try 60 seconds speed 10. Okay, so kita nak bagi dia halus. So kita tap on the X. Tap on the X to close it. Macam computer, kita tap X. And then we set here 60 seconds, 60 saat. So this side is for the timing. And then this side is for the temperature. We don't need temperature because we are just grinding our wheat flakes into wheat flour. And then we're just gonna set it speed 10. For those who just joined, I'm actually doing milling of wholemeal flakes. These are wheat flakes, and I'm milling them into wholemeal flour. And the reason why I'm doing this is because the recipe calls for wholemeal flour and I don't have any. So our wheat flakes, tengok apa jadi. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dah jadi tepung. So nice. Just like that, so easy. So I'm not going to use everything. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna weigh my flour. I'll take out 125 grams. So what I'm doing is I'm actually weighing my bekas here. I'm going to tear it supaya dia tak timbang tu, and then I'll put in my flour and then I will weigh the flour. That means whatever is left is 125 lah. So I take out 125 and I should have 125 left. So these are just some of the hacks. If you don't have wheat flakes, you can also use oat flakes. So you get the fiber. Kalau tak ada, pakailah tepung biasa. Or you can also use normal flour, and then you can add wheat germ. So this is 65. Need to take out some more because I'm only needing 125 grams of flour. So these are some of the hacks that you can do with your recipe. Contohnya, you want to do garam masala chicken, and then it would need garam masala spice. So what do? Do you go and buy? No. You go to cookiedo.international, because when you get your Thermomix, you will get 6 months free subscription. Astaghfirullah, I should not be wearing this. I'm wearing the wrong one. And you can find the recipe for garam masala also here. There we go. So it should be 125. Tengok. Dah cukup ke belum? Bolehlah sikit lagi. So this one I will set aside for bread or maybe another batch of these cookies. So I just set this aside, and I should have, kita double check lagi sekali. Hashtag OCD. Oh, 124, 125. Okay. Pas. As they say in Indonesia, pas. Alright. Lepas tu yang ni kita masukkan balik. Apa yang keluarkan lagi dah. And then, oh yes, Catherine, yes, hello. Your laptop stand, thank you so much. Appreciation, gratitude to Catherine Lim. She so kindly gave me this beautiful laptop stand as a birthday / Raya present. Thank you, Catherine. God bless you for your generosity. Okay, so where were we? So now I already ground our wholemeal flour, and I will go back to the recipe. So I preheated my oven, and I just tap next. It says line 2 baking trays with baking paper. So what I do is share with you all of these things, all the tips. So I bought this reusable macam baking sheet, baking ingredient store. It comes like this, and for my baking tray I can actually cut it into half and it fits nicely like this. So it's reusable, so it's better for the environment. It's not a pakai buang sort of thing. After using it, you can wash it. So what you do, you prepare it and letak tepi, because this one it is supaya dia tak melekat dekat baking tray kita tu. Okay, so tu dah siap. We need 2 of those, and then with that next. Okay, so now next it gives us, we need 100 grams of coconut oil or unsalted butter. So it's so cool, it gives us 2 options. I don't have coconut oil. Actually, I have, tapi coconut oil is not cheap. I'm just gonna use butter this time. Butter dia ada benefit dia juga. Sekejap nak ambil dari fridge. And this is what's interesting about Thermomix. You can actually use butter that is still cold and fresh from the fridge. So I'm coming back now to the camera with my still cold butter. Okay, but actually I will skip a little bit because sebelah depan ni dia ada minta. I will go back to the coconut, to the butter sekejap lagi, because there's one part sebelah depan ni I dah tengok siap-siap. I will need 2 tablespoons of linseed. I don't have linseed, so I'm going to use flaxseed. And flaxseed ni, it's one of those things that you have to blend so that your body can process it. If you don't blend it, it comes in whole, it will come out whole, as I'm telling you. So, kita akan blend dia siap-siap. Okay, so kita blend dia sekejap je. Sepatutnya blend sekali tadi dengan kita punya, apa nama ni? Kita punya flour. Tapi since dah tertinggal, dah terlupa, kita blend je sekejap. Kita buat 15 saat sekitar. Tak perlu halus sangat, jangan dia broken down. Saat 10 saat pun cukup, because yang ni something that I learned a long time ago. Your body cannot process it. So now I'm going back to my butter. I'm going to tear this, and I'm going to use cold butter. Okay, unsalted. If it doesn't say anything, then you assume it's unsalted. So I'm just gonna get 100 grams. It says here 100 grams. Oh, kejap. Tekan. So you can go back, more forward and backward. This is what's nice about the Thermomix. Kalau terlupa something, and kena pandai-pandai lah guna. Explore, and you try to do different ways of doing things. Tak jumpa pisau, kita pakai kita punya paste punya ni. So I'm just gonna need 100 grams of unsalted butter. Kadang-kadang you specify. It's always easier to use unsalted because you can control the amount of salt. So we need 100 grams. Keras lagi. It's so nice. You can bake. Tak payah nak tunggu-tunggu butter to room temperature. That used to be my, apa nama ni? The thing that always prevents me from baking dulu, sebab malas nak tunggu kita punya butter tu jadi room temperature. So in the end, you know, I would put it outside. Lepas tu terlupa sampai dah jadi lembik, dah tak boleh bake pula. So this one, tak payah risau, we just take the butter cold from the fridge, dan terus boleh buat. Tak ada excuse lagi dah tak bake. Alright, sikit lagi, 87. Okay, when it comes to butter, yang ni kena precise sikit sebab how much dipanggil apa fat, the fat that you put into cookies, it will affect the texture of the cookies. So the fat and the sugar and the. Okay. So I set aside my butter now. Basuh tangan sekejap. My boy is just behind the camera. He doesn't want to go into the camera. And then I've got my butter, and I'm gonna go next. Now it says 150 grams of coconut sugar or dark brown sugar. If you have raw sugar, by all means go ahead and use it. If you want gula melaka, go ahead and use it. We are PKP now. I will use my brown sugar, 150 grams. Okay. And I suppose kalau you ada lakanto, boleh je tukar lakanto. Or maybe you can use the apa tu? The Indian brown sugar tu, the dark brown sugar tu. You can find it in Indian sundry shops or dekat Tesco pun ada. So 150 grams, kurang sikit tak apa. Jangan kurangkan banyak sangat sebab actually the brown sugar ni it adds moisture to your cookie. And then we mix it. Where's my lid? My lid is right here. I terbalikkan dia so that dia tak drip on the counter. Okay. And for 8 seconds, speed 6. 8 saat weh. Hai Rai. Rai masak apa malam ni? So dah sudah dia bunyi, bila dia dah sudah dia panggil Mimi, come back here, stop talking and attend to me. So now we need to scrape down. Literally just scrape down using our spatula. So I'm just going to show you what I have in my bowl so far. Dia jadi macam ni, and then we literally just scrape it down so that the ingredients will fall down and get mixed well together with the next other ingredients. Tak banyak pun, macam ni je. Okay. And the spatula, it comes together with the Thermomix. So thoughtful of the Germans to include all of this in. And then our flour dah ada tadi. And then we need 1 large egg. So the egg tu, as usual, kita dah basuh. And then, sebelum kita masukkan dalam tu, kita pecahkan dulu dalam mangkuk ke, cawan ke, so that we make sure dia tak busuk. So we have 1 egg. Put it in. And to make it easier, buy grade A eggs all the time. So when you bake, senang, tak payah nak fikir, tak payah nak timbang. Most baking, when they say large egg, it's a grade A egg. And then now we're going to use 2 tablespoons of brewer's yeast. So I have brewer's yeast here. You can buy this online. Apa kelebihan brewer's yeast ni? Kita baca dalam tips dia sebut brewer's yeast is available in health food shops and online. It's popular for aiding increased milk supply. So this is the so-called secret ingredient, the main ingredient for this recipe, because of its high protein level, its mineral content, vitamin B, and key amino acids. So it's a natural source of all of these things, much better than any pills that you can telan. So this is so good. And it's also thought to increase energy levels and help elevate mood. How cool is that? So I think even if you are not lactating, it's still a very good recipe to use. So I'm just going to put in 2 tablespoons. Yeah, betul, 2 tablespoons. So I have my tablespoon here. In terms of taste, if you don't have it, you can replace with nutritional yeast, but then your cookie will taste weird because nutritional yeast actually tastes like cheese, and this cookie is all about cinnamon and oats sort of vibe, so they don't actually go well together. Cari je online, ada. This one I also bought online. So the things that we can buy online now, mashallah, it's so easy. And then kita punya, instead of linseed, I don't have linseed, so I use flaxseed. Also a good source of some kind of amino acid, lupa dah, but it's also good for us. And sepatutnya kita mix dia dengan, it should be ground. Remember I told you, if you take it in whole, it will go out whole. So kita dah grind dia. And we're supposed to add 3 tablespoons of water. So kita pun masukkan je lah 3 tablespoons of water. So kita buat tablespoon, 1, 2, 3. So what you can do kalau tak nak buat tablespoon ni, kita dah boleh timbang juga. So you can timbang so that for the future you know berapa gram air itu. So lebih kurang dalam 13 gram. Sekejap kita try the second ni. 2. So this will save time in the future if it's stated in tablespoons and you want to use the weighing scale in the future. So we already know it will be about 35 grams. Good tip, 35 grams for 3 tablespoons of water. Then we go back to our recipe. And now we're going to add half a teaspoon of fine salt. I always use Himalayan rock salt. Half a teaspoon rather. Seronok kan buat cookie sambil duduk, and then if I can even do my work here, or I can watch Netflix or whatever. And then 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon. So I can assume you can also change it, but then it's oatmeal and raisin and cinnamon, so it's a very good match in terms of flavor. If you want, maybe you can add a bit of nutmeg, but I love cinnamon. So dah. and then vanilla extract. So I have here some vanilla beans. You can actually make your own extract by using vanilla beans, and you need to soak it in glycerin. It's a non-alcoholic way. Traditionally, if you Google it anywhere, it will show you soak the vanilla beans in vodka. But for those who don't take alcohol, glycerin is it's a type of sugar. You can use it, but then you need to soak the beans for like 6 to 12 months, something like that. Barulah dia jadi gelap. So that's what I did. I've been soaking this for a long time, and I have my vanilla beans. The vanilla beans are so expensive, so it should be 1 teaspoon. Agak-agak pun tak apa, especially kalau dah biasa baking. And then that's it. Now we're going to mix it. Oh, belum lagi. Oats, the main one of the main characters, belum lagi. So we're just gonna mix it for 20 seconds on speed 4. Senang sangat. So that gives you an idea, Raya, how easy it is to make cookies. Hai Kak Lia, ya boleh buat biskut Raya. This is very healthy option actually. Waalaikumsalam Ida. Ya Kak Lia, kadang-kadang kita layan Netflix juga. Siapa yang suka K-drama, silakan. Just nak recommend siapa yang tengah cari Netflix series to watch. I would highly recommend this new French series. It's not new, it's like the second season, second part 2. It's called Lupin. If you search for it, it's spelled Lupin, but it's pronounced, the French are weird. Pin is so it's Lupin. It's so amazing. So again, we scrape down. So it's about he's a black man. He's French. But he's the son of an immigrant, and his father was framed for a theft that he didn't commit, and it affected the rest of his life, and he wanted to right the wrong, and dia ikut this book character, fictional character called Arsène Lupin, who is a so-called gentleman burglar. So he's very clever. He will wear disguises, and he's very good with technology. So the way he does stuff, it's so amazing. You might want to watch that. Okay, and then we add 120 grams of jumbo oats. And for me, I find it important to watch French shows because it keeps I have to review my French. So it's nice that I can still catch some words. Bahasa macam tu memang kena practice. Kalau kita belajar, lepas tu kita tak practice, lama-lama kita akan lupa. It's so weird. Even lagu lama-lama yang Tagalog tu dah, hindi na tak ingat sangat dah. So 120 grams of jumbo oats. Okay, when you buy oats also, the tip is to look for organic as much as possible. Jadi dia tak ada pakai GMO lah or pesticide and whatnot. And you look for either steel cut oats or rolled oats. That means dia masih whole. Dia just penyetkan je. So yang ni kira the whole grain of oat tu, and then dikasih penyet je. Whereas the steel cut tu pula is the whole grain and then dipotong dengan macam steel knives. So this is not the instant one, so you get most of the fiber here. If you get the one yang quick cooking too, a lot of the fiber is gone already. So that's why we look for rolled oats. Okay, so we set this aside. Oh, sorry, I forgot the raisin. So you can see kalau tertinggal step tu, kita boleh gustan balik. So kita nak 80 gram. Kalau takut terlebih, if you are new to Thermomix, you can always weigh your ingredients. I'll show you how to weigh it kejap. Okay, tak apalah, terlebih 84 gram. So how you want to weigh it if you are new to Thermomix and you're afraid that you might over pour. So for example, you just tear this. Okay, for example, I want to weigh into this lid. So I will tear it and then I can measure it. So if this were a bowl, then you can measure lah. So that handful is 12 grams. So that is the way you measure. So that kalau takut terlebih you accidentally pour too much, that's how you do it. Okay, so now we cover it once again. We insert the measuring cup into the mixing bowl lid and we mix it for a final 15 seconds on speed 3. Lama pula rasa 15 saat dia. Bila dah pakai Thermomix ni. Sebelum Mimi dapat Thermomix macam peliknya 15 saat. Tapi macam saat. Tapi bila dah guna tu kan macam wow. Rasa lama pula tu. So that's it. Now all we need to do is to plop the plop the dough into our prepared baking sheet. Where did I put it? Oh, dekat depan ni. Sorry, terlupa. Okay. And then dia suruh letakkan approximately 45 grams. Up to you lah how big you want it to be. I made here ni. So I have 2 trays of this because I felt like Malaysians tak nak lah kot makan banyak sangat. So we can. This is actually I made 16 times. So I managed to make 32 pieces. So macam ni, and then we just put it in here, and then dia letak kat sini that we have to sprinkle the cookies with a bit of oats and raisins. We press on top, and then you flatten it a little bit, and then bake it for about 12 to 14 minutes on 180°C until it's lightly brown at the edges. So kita tak nak dia overcook. So this is just nice. The edges are lightly brown. Sepatutnya Mimi keluarkan supaya dia tak jadi lembik. The thing is, it will come out when it is this. Okay, this is a tip, when you see in the oven that the edges are already lightly brown, and when you try to take it out, it will still be a bit soft. That's completely fine, because once you put it on your cooling tray, this will actually harden and it will become crunchy. But if you leave it here, then it will not be as crunchy sebab dia dah peluk. So as you can see, dia macam ni. So this is okay. I have to show you 2 batches. This is the batch that I made earlier, and this is the one where I spoke too much at the beginning of the show. I mean, this is overdone. Overdone, and this is just right. So of course kita nak kena taste test. Okay, I will taste test the good one. Hello Mariam, dah nak habis dah. So I'm just gonna show it now. Dia punya texture macam oatmeal cookies lah kita rasa ya. It's very good. Not too sweet, and then what's the thing? The cinnamon is hardly noticeable, so in fact if you want to increase a bit more, boleh. And I can tell it's very healthy because I need to chew it a lot, so that's good. So I'm going to send some of these over to my friend who just had a baby. So this is a wonderful gift that you can give to any mother, new mother, or mother to be who's expecting a baby. This is it's full of fiber, which is what new moms need, and it's also full of vitamins and minerals, which can improve the mood and also can help with produce more milk if you are lactating. So thank you so much for joining me. Kalau ada apa-apa soalan, yes, it's actually good. Sharifa Shirley. So that easy. And this is just one of the small things that you can make with your Thermomix. See, siap dia letak. After ni kan, it's very very precise. Tadi dia suruh preheat the oven. Lepas tu dia bagi instruction, bake for 12 to 14 minutes at 180°C until it's browning slightly at the edges, just like this. Siap dia cakap lagi, leave on the trays to cool for 10 minutes before you move it to a cooling rack or a wire rack to cool completely. So even if you've never baked cookies before, the Thermomix will give you all the tips that you need to get the perfect cookie. And then you serve it once cool, and then you can store in an airtight container until it's needed. See the tip. So I'm going to read the tip. What is the tip? So in the tip it says you can store it in an airtight container for up to 5 days, or you can place layers of these cookies with greaseproof paper in between in an airtight container, and you can freeze for up to 3 months. And when you want to defrost it, you remove from the freezer and you just leave at room temperature for overnight or until it reaches room temperature. So that is so great. One batch easily 1 bulan. Imagine if you eat one a day, then it's like 1 month, depending lah. And it's a very very healthy snack. I think not only lactating moms can have it, but everybody also, because it's a very very good recipe. Thank you Kak Lia, so happy to hear that. Yes, and you can always buy the apa tu? linseed. Kalau tak ada linseed, boleh cari ni flaxseed, and then the brewer's yeast. Sebab dia tak perlukan banyak sangat. Yang ni I bought this product of Germany juga. Keep refrigerated. Non-GMO, vitamin B complex, amino acids, unflavored. So it's awesome. It's very high in protein. For every serving, it's got 13.57 grams of protein. Oh wow, and it's got calcium as well, 84 milligrams of calcium. I will eat this myself, even though I'm not lactating. So, thank you so much. That's all that I have for today, my sharing for today. So here we are, oatmeal and raisin lactation cookies. Thank you so much for joining me. My name is Mimi, and see you tomorrow night, 8 p.m. I will be back live together with the rest of my team on Kitchen Valley. We'll still be doing gifts, but we'll be like anta berapa orang yang buat besok, maybe 6, 8, 10 people, kita tak tahu lagi. And we will be doing serentak. Personally, I'll be making Play-Doh, and then some Shashu dengan Kak Ra, they will show how to pack the gifts very nicely, you know, ideas on how to give to your friends and family. It's so nice, because the best thing in life doesn't have much meaning unless we share it with others. So with those words, thank you so much for joining me. Assalamualaikum, and see you tomorrow evening, inshallah. Bye bye.